Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. India Alliance partners met virtually on Saturday, and there was a consensus on naming Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge as the chairperson of the India Alliance. Though the official announcement is not yet made, but consensus on Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar as the convener still looks like a far cry. Because reportedly, Mamata Banerjee doesn't seem to be very interested in having Nitish Kumar as the convener. Now, Federal's Puneet Nicholas Yadav has written a story today, which the details of which have not been seen in many of the papers. And according to Puneet, what he has written is that all is not well within the India Alliance. JDU and RJD are angry with the way things are happening, and the anger obviously is directed at Congress. Now, how will the political parties engage with Congress in the coming weeks or days? That is a difficult question. And this is totally opposite to what Mallikarjun Kharge tweeted after the meeting was over yesterday. He said that there were fruitful talks and it happened in a cordial atmosphere. So we will be discussing as to what exactly happened, why was Nitish Kumar angry, and what are the inside details. Joining us now is Puneet Nicholas Yadav with us, our senior editor, The Federal. Thank you so much, Puneet. We have Rajiv Ranjan, who's the National Secretary and the spokesperson of the JDU. Thank you so much, Rajiv ji, for joining. And we also have Siddharth Sharma, the political commentator, joining us from Bangalore. Thank you so much, Siddharth. And let me begin with Puneet, who wrote the story. Puneet, what exactly happened now? What other papers have reported was that apparently Mamta was obviously missing for obvious reasons. But Nitish Kumar's name, the consensus on Nitish Kumar's name still looks like a very difficult task at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't say the consensus on his name looks difficult. The problem is that the only person who seems to not be in a mood to endorse Nitish Kumar for convener among, and there's a whole rainbow of leaders in this coalition. But the only one who's not convinced is Mamata Banerjee. And from what I'm given to understand, when the leaders met yesterday, of course, this was not a meeting of all 28 parties. 14 of them had been invited, out of which Mamata Banerjee did not turn up. Uddhav Thackeray did not come and did not, log in, and neither did Akhilesh Yadav. But among the remaining members who were present, across the other parties, all of them agreed to have Nitish as the convener and to have Mallikarjun Kharge as the president. From what I'm given to understand, it was Mr. Sitaram Yechury of the CPM who moved the proposal, and he mentioned both these names. After which there was a very brief, but there was a discussion, and everyone agreed that both the names were the right names for these two posts. But then, from what I'm told, Mr. Rahul Gandhi from the Congress mentioned that while there seems to be a consensus on Mr. Kharge, nobody has a problem. Mamata Banerjee has already was the first one to actually suggest his name as the PM face of the alliance. So that's all right. But as far as the convener's issue is concerned, let us first reach out to Mamata Banerjee and try and rope her in. Now, I do not really see this as Rahul trying to, scuttle things for Mr. Nitish Kumar, or, I don't see an ill intention there. Maybe he just wanted to be too cautious. But from what I'm told, and I spoke to some very senior leaders of the JDU and the RJD, till late last evening, leaders right at the very top of these two parties. And I was told that Mr. Nitish Kumar, as well as Mr. Tejashwi Yadav and Mr. Lalu Yadav, were quite miffed with this, particularly because on Friday night, I'm given to understand there was a conversation between the Congress leadership and the leadership of the RJD and the JDU. And on
If I may
Friday, it
interrupt
was,
you, you
yeah.
said that Rahul Gandhi, inadvertently seemed to have made this statement, or was it some kind of a slip of tongue or a gaffe? How would you read that? Why did
I would say, as I said, I think he was just trying to be too cautious because you know, in an alliance like this, there are leaders of various temperaments. And as far as Miss Mamata Banerjee is concerned, we know how mercurial she can be and how difficult. She's already giving the Congress a very tough time in Bengal. And at least, with the Bengal leadership of the Congress, the feeling seems to be mutual, you know. And on so maybe Rahul wanted to approach this issue in a way that did not leave Mamata Banerjee slighted.
Hmm.
But then the problem arose because both see Miss Mamata Banerjee at the moment is not an ally of the Congress. She's been very critical of the Congress in a lot of issues. Whereas the Congress is already in alliance with the JDU and the RJD. And that's a very crucial alliance for the Congress in Bihar because if it was not for the JDU and the RJD, the Congress really has nothing in Bihar of its own.
Hmm.
So for the Congress, the need to have JDU and RJD on board is greater than for these two parties to have the Congress on board, right? And so on Friday night, which is a day before the virtual meet, there was a discussion, I'm told, uh, between the RJD and JDU leadership and the Congress leadership. And they were assured, Mr. Nitish Kumar was assured by the very senior most leaders of the Congress party that his name will be announced officially on Saturday for convener. And the reason that was also given was that that the leaders who were meeting on Saturday already knew that Ms. Mamata Banerjee is not attending the virtual meeting, right? And they said that look, there is an overarching consensus. That was the message that was conveyed to Mr. Nitish Kumar and to Mr. Lalu Yadav, that there is already an overarching consensus on Mr. Nitish Kumar's name for convener. Uh, and so, considering that we just have another 2.5 months left for the Lok Sabha elections, let us not delay these matters any further. We will justify it by saying that this is the majority view within the alliance, and almost everybody was on board. And so, let us not delay the announcement. Let us make the announcement right away. And that was the assurance on Friday night. How it changed on Saturday, I do not know. But what I'm given to understand is that Mr. Rahul Gandhi made this statement during the discussion that let us first, run this past Mamata Banerjee. To which then Mr. Nitish Kumar said that, look, I was never here for a post, but this is contrary to what I was told. And if there was no consensus, and if we are waiting for a consensus to be built, then why is this meeting being called? Because if you actually look at the other conclaves of the India Alliance, every conclave ended with an official statement being made by the alliance partners and a press conference, etc. Yeah. This is the only time, although this is not, all 28 parties, this was basically just the major partners. There was no statement. There was no official statement. There was no press conference. There was nothing. So one would obviously wonder, why was this meeting called in the first place? Your seat sharing negotiations are not yet complete. Your, the joint campaign schedule is not yet complete. You've not formally, even in Mr. Kharge's case, there was no formal announcement, mind you.
Puneet, you said that Rahul was trying to be overcautious when he made this statement.
Perhaps.
But didn't he realize the sensitivity of the statement which he made and the kind of impact it could have on other allies like JDU and RJD?
Evidently so. Evidently so. So as I said, that it forces you to wonder, because in fact, even Mr. Kharge, on whose name there was a consensus, there was no official announcement that he's been appointed. It was after Mr. Nitish Kumar then said that, look, if there's no consensus, why are we even discussing this?
Right.
And I'm told the RJD leadership also very strongly supported Mr. Nitish Kumar's point of view and conveyed this to the Congress leadership the moment separately after the meeting got over, that you cannot slight a man of Mr. Nitish Kumar's stature like this. He's an important ally. He's one of the senior most leaders in the alliance. You cannot do this to him. This was conveyed to them. And the biggest takeaway for me when I filed that story was what was also conveyed to the Congress was that if this is going to be the approach, we are anyway not very happy with the sluggish pace of the alliance. But if this is going to be the approach, and then we may be forced to take some drastic measures. Right. And my understanding is that while I do not see a scenario where Mr. Nitish Kumar, because there are always all kinds of speculations about Mr. Nitish Kumar given his, his political record. I do not see personally a scenario where he switches over back to the NDA fold. But what I do see as a likelihood is them severing away from the India banner in Bihar. Right. In a sense where you have among the alliance partners just the RJD, the JDU, the CPI-ML, and the CPI, but not the Congress.
Not the Congress.
And that is certainly going to be very bad news for the Congress party if it comes to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll come to Rajiv now. After Puneet has shared very graphic details actually of what he has heard from the sources, he's also filed the story, which I forwarded it to you. Rajiv, if I may ask you, is your party really feeling slighted? You're disappointed and you feel that Nitish was really insulted yesterday in the meeting?
I can tell you 3-4 things so that it is very clear from all aspects. It is clear that Nitish Kumar started this opposition unity. And he made it clear, and 15 parties joined on the first meeting at Patna.
True.
At that time itself, he especially told to us that neither is interested in convenorship or the prime ministership or anything else. That is true. Third, I can tell you, he is probably the only chief minister as on today in whole India where he do not have a single black spot on his whole status. He is very clean, he is very hardworking, and he has developed the state like anything. That is third. Fourth is, I am very clear that Nitish Kumar, I don't know how the things have started like this. He was interested in the beginning until now also that the sharing of seat is most important, that who is going to be chief minister or prime minister or not is not important as in today. Only after election it can be done, not at this stage. So sorting out the seat sharing is the most important, which should have been done by 10th, which is not done till now. But so far Bihar is concerned, more or less it is clear. And they have discussed among themselves. But same thing is not coming up in other states. Like can you imagine the state which Congress has ruled for a long time in Bengal, where they are giving only 2 seats. I believe they are capable for much more. But anyway, we do not have to say about the other states. Bihar, so far Nitish is concerned, I am telling you on record that neither he is interested in this post, neither for the prime minister post. He is interested that the party should win, India should win, not who will be the next convener or who will be the next prime minister. Mm-hmm. So for his point of view, the most important is the sharing of seats and winning of seats, which none of them, only a few are interested in this action plan. I don't know what will happen India tomorrow or day after tomorrow if such things will go on.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's quite evident from what you're saying, and it's quite clear, the tone and the tenor. But you feel disappointed? You're losing hope with the pace at which the things are happening, Rajiv?
No, I don't think so. No, because people are capable of doing either seat sharing or anything else also. But only thing is the way it should go ahead or the way it should pull, it's not coming up as per the Nitish Kumar sentiments and action plan. That is being delayed so much. By now, all sharing of should have been completed before 10th.
Right.
The last date was 10th. And still it is going on. It's still not, it will take another 1 month. If the same way it will go on. So by that time, the election will be announced.
No, but supposing if the pace doesn't change for some reason, because now the Bharat Jodo Yatra has also started today, and for some reason, if Congress is not able to engage with the allies, then what happens? Are you prepared for a plan B where you will cut off your ties with Congress and go
Not
ahead?
so far. Let me tell you, we have not even inkling on this issue that we will shift to any other place. We do not have anything on this issue, but we are definitely we have little pain. The things which we have started, because this is a baby of Nitish Kumar, who has started initiating for uniting the whole opposition, and it's still in the seat sharing which we should have been done. It should have been done long time back. Still, it has not been done. Nitish Kumar will start campaign now for UP and Jharkhand, both states, because he has a very great influence in these two states. I don't know in that case what will happen.
Right. All right. Siddharth, if I may come to you now, where is this India alliance headed to? Do we see it in a crisis? Do we see it like a boat which is in the middle of the river? We do not know how far will it travel. What does it look like? And especially after reading Puneet's story, one really feels that it's in a deep crisis at the moment.
I'd like to start by saying that toothpaste cannot be forced back into its tube once it is out. Same with childbirth. Once a live childbirth happens, that child starts to take its own identity and starts growing. Of course, while growing, there will be teething troubles. Some children grow faster, some children speak faster, and some children stumble more. But once the child is out, there is a live birth. It has its own identity and it starts growing. So that is the same thing is happening with Team India here. Team India, before it got its shape, before it was born, there were many questions. Once it is born, there is no going back. Of course, there will be teething troubles. And I think this is the generic thing that I'm saying. And specifically, politically, what I want to say is that wherever only Team India players are in number 1 and 2. Team India players are in number 1 and 2, and Congress is in number 3. I don't think there is a huge problem here in places like, say, Kerala or West Bengal or Uttar Pradesh, where Congress's status, the other team player is a major player in these states. Seat sharing will not be such a big deal. The problem would have arisen if there were seat sharing issues in, say, Rajasthan or Karnataka or Chhattisgarh or Maharashtra. Maharashtra will be a little bit of a tricky thing, but I don't think Bihar, UP, West Bengal, all these places will be very tricky, for the simple reason that, for example, in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee and the left parties are already number 1 and 2. Congress is a distant third. So I don't think, yes, there will be a little bit of a push and pull and a bargain whether Congress will fight 2 seats or 5 seats. The same will happen in Bihar also. The similar thing will happen in Uttar Pradesh also.
Oh, but don't you see the possibility, Siddharth, where, trying to turn around things, keeping Mamta in the center as the centerpiece, Congress is doing a damaging act when it comes to JDU and RJD. Look at what Manoj Jha has tweeted. He very clearly has written, and let me just read out that tweet for you. That's very interesting. He very clearly says that एक तथ्य जो कई लेखों में बर्ट्रैंड रसल कह गए, इंसान की सबसे अहम जरूरत साथी ढूंढना या यूं कहें दोस्त बनाना है, लेकिन कई दफा हम नई दोस्ती ढूंढने में पुराने से किनारा कर लेते हैं या उन्हें टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड लेते हैं. बस फिर बाबा भारती वाली हार की जीत कहानी याद आती है. That is what he has written in his tweet, and pain is very, very evident. What Puneet was saying is actually true through
Yeah, I think I'd end my statement by saying that Congress should understand that unless the issue is about those states where Congress is in the leadership, for example in for example in Rajasthan, Karnataka, or other places, in places where Congress is a secondary player, Congress should not insist too much on procedures. It's as simple as that. For example, whether it was Nitish Kumar or Mamata Banerjee, since in both the states Congress was a big player, I don't think, as Nicholas said, Congress should not have insisted, or that slip of tongue would have better been avoided here, because already Congress is a big player there. So if most of the players are agreeable with Mr. Nitish Kumar's name, Congress should have said yes, let's go ahead with it. So I think that is what these are, the a little bit of teething problems for a growing up kid. But I don't think this is a huge setback for Team India as such. Yes, but the less these kind of things happen in the future, the better it will be, because that is the optics and the messaging and the synergy that you want to send to your voter. Optics is also important. Already Team India is on a back foot as far as image is concerned about an individual, because BJP is going to make it a presidential kind of an election. They're already on the back foot that they don't have a clear-cut face in front of the BJP's prime ministerial candidate. So it is better that they play these kind of games in a more nuanced way. And Congress being the bigger partner here, I think it has to be more magnanimous, more mature. And these kind of slip of tongues, especially in those states in which it already doesn't have a huge stake
Right.
there, it is better avoided. It's as simple as that. But I
Right.
don't think, but I don't see this as a huge setback.
Okay, so you don't see this as a huge
No.
setback. Would you see this as a big setback or some kind of a teething trouble, as what Siddharth is saying?
No, I would agree with Siddharth on this, that these are teething troubles. The issue is, uh, you know, when you have too many of these teething troubles in very quick succession, and with very little time for that baby to actually grow up, then
Yes.
there is a setback in the offing.
Yeah.
So, as Rajiv ji was pointing out, that they had a certain deadline in mind for seat sharing. I mean, he is saying January 10th. Mamata Banerjee had December 31 in mind.
Yeah.
Now, of course, everybody knew that seat sharing was going to be the most trickiest aspect of this alliance. But then, you see, we are now on the 14th of January, right? The Congress has just started its yatra. Now, yesterday when this virtual meet was called, and in the run-up to this virtual meet and today's launch of the yatra, the Congress leadership had been going all out to various allies of, the various partners of the India Alliance, asking them to join the launch of the yatra. Yesterday, this was also on the agenda. In fact, Mr. Kharge, in his tweet also says that we discussed, invitations.
I saw that tweet, yeah.
But did you see a single ally reaching Imphal today? Now the issue is, you've been on a very sluggish pace to give this alliance a proper structure and operationalize it. So they had talked about 8 to 10 joint rallies when they had their 19th of December meeting. And the general timeline that the RJD and the JDU, as well as other alliance partners, barring Mamata Banerjee, who wanted all of this done by the 31st of December, almost all the others agreed that this should be completed between the 10th and the 15th of January. Some said 10th, some said 15th. But by and large, on the 19th of December, the situation was within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks from now, we should have everything done and dusted. Now, those 3 weeks are over. Nothing has happened. In the sense that nothing has formally been, given that structure. Now, another 15 days later, you have the interim budget session of Parliament coming up.
Right. No,
What if?
if I may interrupt you, is Congress
Yeah.
making the same mistake? If you remember during the Madhya Pradesh elections, a reporter had asked Mallikarjun Kharge that what's happening with the India alliance. He said that we will look at it after the elections. Now the elections are over. Now the seat sharing should have happened. It hasn't happened. Now again, the Bharat Jodo Yatra has begun. Now again, it seems that Congress is too busy with its own affairs. Now, once a budget session starts, as you were saying, as you were pointing out, now they will get busy with the budget session. So has Congress seemingly, it looks like, as if it's made up its mind to go solo almost?
No, I don't think so. And I think the Congress can't afford to do that in any case. And the leadership knows that, it won't stand a chance minus this alliance. But I think that, as Rajiv ji was also saying, that the kind of seriousness that you expect from the Congress, as as a party that is now almost that has the chairperson's role in its bag,
True.
that seriousness has not been coming across. Whether it is because of teething problems in specific states, whether it is because of certain difficult allies, uh, is immaterial. The fact is that you should have been able to operationalize the alliance by now, which you've not. Now, I mean, Neelu, let's assume a scenario. I have, of course, I mean, this is just, thinking aloud. There's without any, official information on this. But let's just assume, see, this upcoming session of Parliament is going to end on the 9th of February, right? Now, what if, say, by the 15th or the 20th of February, the elections are advanced and suddenly the Modi government says that, okay, let's have the elections, let's have the schedule announced. And of course, the EC has to announce it. And, what if the EC announces the schedule? You will be in the middle of your own Bharat Jodo Yatra at that time, because the Bharat Jodo Yatra is only supposed to end around the 20th of March. So are you going to disband the Yatra in that case? Your seat sharing talks have not been finalized so far. Your joint campaign has not been finalized so far. And as Manoj Jha, in a veiled reference says, that in your bid to find a new ally, you're taking your existing allies for granted. Whereas the right step should have been, and perhaps I'm wrong, Rajiv ji and Siddharth would correct me if I'm wrong. But perhaps, in my view, the right step would have been to first look at states where you already have existing allies, where you already have an alliance, and there just finalize the seat sharing, at least in those states, because those states would have been slightly easier than compared to a Mamata Banerjee, who in any case is a very mercurial leader to deal with. So you could have perhaps given priority to Bihar, because it's not a small state. I mean, in terms of, if you compare the seats between Bengal and Bihar, it's not a huge difference. It's an extremely important state, and it's a state where the alliance, and particularly, the senior allies in that alliance, both the JDU and the RJD, have very strong work to show.
True.
The Congress has, one of the biggest highlights of the Congress's campaign is the caste census. I mean, in fact, in one of the alliance meetings, Mr. Nitish Kumar pointed this out, that you have a leader, and I believe this was a veiled reference at Mr. Rahul Gandhi, is that you have a leader who has gone to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Rajasthan campaigning on the issue of caste census, but has not once mentioned the one state where the caste survey has been completed, which is Bihar.
Right.
So these are, I mean, whether these are, minor teething problems, whether it's political immaturity on part of the Congress leadership, whether it is, being too cautious, all that is immaterial. The fact of the matter is, it's not a good look on the alliance at the end of the day.
Absolutely. But Rajiv, if I may come to you now, what do you feel? I mean, is Nitish Kumar really staring at a very uncertain future? And obviously, with the pace of things happening, the pace at which the things are taking place, he looks disappointed, and also his name not being declared as convener, even by like yesterday. Also, it didn't happen. So, is he looking at? Is he staring at an uncertainty now? What
Now,
exactly is he going to do?
I'll tell you, Nitish Kumar was never interested in this post. The second point, the point which is now as on today is Congress has started Bharat Jodo Yatra.
No, but
Parliament
to say
session
that
is going.
Nitish Kumar wasn't expecting, this is a very humble reply
No,
you,
no, no.
with all the humility.
I'll come back. I'll come back. I will come back on that also. Just I'm telling you the scenario which has come up. Bharat Jodo Yatra has started. Parliament has going to start. Even our assembly will start in the end of this month. So in that case, at that point of time, nobody will have time. In fact, Puneet ji was rightly says that it was agreed by all 28 members, 28 party committee meeting, that from today, 21 days should be the final day before finalizing the sharing of seats. Nothing has happened. And in fact, Congress should have come forward because they are the biggest party in this whole forum. They should have taken care. And till now, the Congress has been discussing with all party individually. They should have done it by making a few, 5, 6, by all states. That has not been done. If I think we are committed for India, JDU is committed for India, but the way it is going ahead, the way things are moving, I do not know, because JDU has only one thing, that one person from India will contest against BJP, only one. So we must select one in all 543 constituencies.
Right.
In fact, I was told that 350 or 400 were more or less agreed upon.
Yeah.
But still nothing has come up. Nothing is coming up. So it has to be done on a day-to-day basis. It cannot be done. So far, Nitish Kumar is concerned, Nitish Kumar has very specifically told all of us that neither is interested for presidency, nor for prime ministership, nor for convenership. He is only interested that we should fight 1:1 with the BJP. The commitment of contesting is more important than anything else. So, and we were capable. Let me tell you, the way it started in the beginning, there was a strong wave in the whole India against BJP. But the BJP is turning it now towards Hinduism, and it will be on a big show basis from 22nd onwards. I have been telling. I will tell.
You do feel that because of this Ram Mandir inauguration and the euphoria which BJP has created around the Ram Temple inauguration, India bloc is on the back foot with your seat sharing talks not taking off, convener not declared, and of course the chairperson, now you have it. The official announcement is yet to be made. So you do feel that you're on the back foot.
I will tell you, I have raised 10 times that, they are talking only about Ram, not about Sita, but saying is Siya Ram. Sita comes first, then Ram comes second. They have not done, or they have not told a single line about Sita. I have been telling how you can go ahead without Sita. That is one. Number two, if they have to do it, it's partially made, this temple. It has not been completed. Third, even number of big priests, they are not saying it's not it's the proper time. Fourth, Ram Navami is only 2 months ahead, where actually Ram Janam was there, but still they are not coming up. So they have making out in a different way.
Right. No, the point is, I don't want to go into the discussion on Ram Mandir. We've already done it. But the point was that on an issue like Ram Mandir, which is just there after 6, 7 days, the India Alliance has not managed to clear out a very compelling narrative on that as well, with different people writing different things. It's not very clear what stand they have taken. But coming for the concluding remarks to you, Siddharth, and then once I'll also want to go to Puneet again. What do you really see? I mean, do you see a bright future for India Alliance?
Well,
Still,
after hearing two rounds from Puneet as well as Rajiv ji now,
Doesn't
one
look like an encouraging story.
let me tell you what I read now. Uh, Two things I'm reading. I think Congress is banking on Congress is thinking about playing these Lok Sabha elections based on mathematics, pure mathematics. Its mathematics says that BJP has less than 40% of the vote. 60% of the people are voting against BJP. So if the 60% come together and don't let the vote fracture, they will win. That is the pure mathematics of it. But I think the allies have understood that BJP is winning elections not on mathematics, but on certain chemistry. As you said, euphoria, propaganda, creating a hype around a personality. So the allies now understand that there is a chemistry also involved. What Puneet said about Nitish asking Congress, why haven't you raised the caste issue of Bihar anywhere else? Or Rajiv ji right now saying that with Ram Mandir, why aren't you talking about Sita Ram? Because in the Hindi heartland, Sita Ram is more famous than Jai Shri Ram historically. So these are the things that go on to show that the allies are more in tune, their ears are on the ground. They know that they cannot win these elections based purely on mathematics. They also need certain chemistry. But unfortunately, I think that Congress right now is thinking about only mathematics and not concerned more about chemistry. I think once they both of them align together, Congress comes to understand that you cannot just beat BJP just on mathematics. There has to be chemistry involved. I think they will have to come up with a narrative. And as far as Team India being on the back foot, it was on the back foot on the day it was born. It will be on the back foot till the day voting happens. It will be on the back foot even when exit poll comes. We don't know what the ballot will say.
Right.
So it will be on the back foot till the day the election results are out. But right now, even though I agree to the point that there is a sluggish pace to it, but in India we also know that once the elections come nearer, people start hitching on to the bandwagon. There is a bandwagon effect. So even now, I don't think बहुत देर हो गई है. आप लोग अगर टीम इंडिया केमिस्ट्री को अगर ठीक से पकड़ लेता है, कांग्रेस अंडरस्टैंड्स दैट केमिस्ट्री इज आल्सो एन इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट, important aspect other than mathematics. I think the narrative will change and the bandwagon effect will come into force.
So what I'm presuming is that Congress's alliance committee, which is involved in the seat sharing talks, probably will take care of the seat sharing. But as far as the chemistry is concerned, Puneet, what do we expect now? Khargeji, I think, will be back by this evening from Manipur. And after this, do we expect that he's going to make calls to Nitish Kumar? He's going to talk to Mamata. He's going to talk to other allies who were not present, say, for example, Akhilesh Yadav, Uddhav Thackeray?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm given to understand, that Mr. Kharge will, reach out to, the senior leaders of the alliance, and specifically to Mr. Nitish Kumar, and Mr. Lalu Yadav and, Mr. Tejashwi Yadav also. With regard to Mamta, there's also a suggestion from some leaders to rope in, leaders like Mr. Sharad Pawar to, speak to Mamata Banerjee and get her to, come around this whole idea and, drop her, rather, for the lack of a better word, a stubborn attitude towards, the operationalization of the alliance. And of course, there's always, if things really reach an impasse, although Mr. Kharge on the 19th of December had specifically told some of the leaders that if the alliance committee, while having their discussions with all of you, is not able to arrive at some kind of a consensus, my doors are open. You can always reach out directly to me and I will take care. But having said that, the Congress also has the other trump card to deal with difficult allies, which is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. Because there are, she still enjoys a very strong rapport with most of these leaders and also enjoys their respect. Right. So if things come to a pass where it looks very difficult, there is always the option for the Congress to rope in Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to directly, get engaged in these discussions. But, so over the next couple of days, I believe fresh efforts will be made to make, these, to iron out these differences. So I wouldn't want to predict doom so soon, but it's certainly, yesterday's meeting and, whatever transpired should give the Congress a lot of food for thought on how it has been handling this alliance and the discussions thereof, and its own, its own house in that sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one will have to wait and watch how Congress handles its allies. But I'm just dreading to think about the option what Puneet said during the show, that what if the elections are advanced and maybe after the Ram Mandir inauguration, if the elections are announced, God forbid, what will India Alliance do? I really don't know what to say. But we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Rajiv Ranjan, Siddharth Sharma. Thank you so much. Puneet, thank you so much for joining. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.
Subscribe to The Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.